Hey y'all, how y'all doing today? This is gonna be one of my first longer videos that I made on my pages. And I don't know why I've been like thinking that I need to get to a certain point to be able to make a longer video. We gotta drop that mindset. Because I feel like these type of videos, they give me the opportunity to talk about more bigger topics than if I was like just, making like a YouTube short and stuff like that. So the thing that I wanted to talk with y'all on here about is a realization that I had. I feel like a lot of people can relate to when you start realizing something isn't right. Some because some things just don't add up. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that because it just one day you just wake up and it's like that. You just start seeing the world in a completely different view once you just really start realizing things. So I'm gonna tell y'all a story. So last year, right, I had moved out on my own. So moving out on my own, you know what I mean? I had to really, like, I wasn't trying to do it like stupidly. I was trying to be smart, you know what I mean? So, I got all a bunch of things. I tried to get all my things together, see what I was gonna do and stuff like that. And then, I moved out. So being on my own, I had a lot of time, because when you're living with other people, you work, you do all your stuff that you got to do throughout the day, and then you eventually come home and you got to see the people that you're living with, right? But in my case, it wasn't like that. You see the people that you're at work with, you see the people that you're doing other activities with, you know what I mean? And at the time, I was at a boxing gym, so that was the only people I was really seeing. And then outside of that, for the most part, I come, I just do my own thing, like I'm just by myself. So in that time that I was by myself, I had a lot of time to just reflect about a lot of things. And I don't know how this happened. Like, I can't really even tell y'all how it happened. Like, me, I've always been a very curious person, you know what I mean? So when I get on YouTube and stuff like that, I just start looking at things. Like, I just start looking. Like, I don't be looking at like just random like I used to look at like some gaming videos, but now it's like I can't even watch that no more. For the most part, what I be looking at, I'd be looking at how the future can look. I'd be looking at like planets, documentaries, different animals, and it's crazy because I never really liked school like that, to be honest. And I think the reason why I never really liked it is because the way they teach school, I feel like they're teaching you a bunch of unnecessary stuff, especially when I look back. I'm not using X to the power of Z to the power of whatever they was teaching us. I haven't used that since I graduated high school. So I think that was the problem. But, I like learning stuff. You know what I mean? I like seeing what's going on. So, I'm watching like all these videos and things like that. And I'm learning a lot of things from these videos. And then I'm learning about money, you know what I mean? Because I'm on my own now, so I gotta learn how to save my money. I'm not trying to go back home, you know what I mean? Because you go back home, ultimately, at least in my eyes, you failed, you know what I mean? So I'm not trying to go back home. I'm trying to make sure I got everything sorted out. I'm trying to make sure that everything is going accordingly. So I'm trying to search up, how you start saving money. What's the best investments? Like, I was really like studying like money as a whole. And then as I was watching these different videos, I'm just using my common sense to compare and contrast, right? About like what things make sense and what is it, and like what is this guy just talking? Like, is he just talking, trying to sell a course? You know how those people just be talking. They're not even trying to give you no real advice. They just trying to make it seem, trying to sound smart, but they're not giving you nothing real. So eventually, over time, I start really seeing in my life what really matters and what never mattered from the start. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like, all this time I had to myself, to I wasn't like able just talking with people. I was just, just watching educational videos, like things that, would like teach me new things. And it's crazy. Like one day it was just, I don't know if it was one day or like a couple days, like things just like snap. And I never, ever since that day last year, like I never been looking at life the same way. Like, like for example, like it's crazy. So I grew up playing like a lot of video games. I like playing video games, right? And I went last year, a new Pokemon game came out. And I like Pokemon, you know what I mean? And I got my Switch and everything, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this new Pokemon game because this is one of the first opportunities, on my own, got my money, so I'm gonna get it. I buy this Pokemon game. And it's not even what people were saying, like the game is bad or whatever. Everybody always has their own things to say. Like, it wasn't even anything like that. I'm telling y'all, I bought this game and I put it in my Nintendo Switch. I go through, if you play Pokemon, you go through the startup screen, and then I get into the game. And I'm telling you, I just get past the part where you put in the name for your character and all that, and I load in, and I shut the game off. Like, I couldn't do it. I don't know why I couldn't do it. I'm like, dude, like, I don't even want to do this. And I don't know why. Like, I literally shut the game off, and I went back on YouTube to go look at some educational stuff. And it's crazy because I don't know. I never even felt like that before, but honestly, I just felt like I was wasting my time. Like, I really just felt like I was wasting my time. And the thing is, I'm not saying like I don't play video games. Like, I still play video games right now, but I haven't in a minute. But I just really felt like I was wasting my time. Like, there was other important things that I needed to be looking at with my time. And then I just really thought about it. Like, looking at all these videos and looking at all these things, it made me realize that time is very important. Your time is like not to be wasted on like a lot of things. Now, I'm not saying not enjoy yourself and not do all these things, but I'm telling you, that's how my mind was like really going. Because even if I had like a lot of time, like, and there's like a game I probably really like, because there haven't been a game like that I really like. I sit down, like, take like an hour or two like out of my day, like, to play it. But it's crazy. Like, I really just turn it off. Like, I felt like I could be doing like so much, more different things, because when I really got into looking at other videos about finance and stuff, it was like much more than like playing the games. Because like that was like one asset, like playing video games, because man, like, I'm telling y'all, I started looking at money completely different when I started watching those videos. Because it's just basic finance things that people don't be understanding. Like, or they choose not to understand, maybe. But like a lot of these things, like diamond chains, gold chains, all types of jewelry and stuff like that. I want y'all to really think right now. Jewelry and things like that, it does not matter. And I'm telling y'all, because it's the truth. I mean, just really take a second to think about jewelry and stuff like that. You wearing the chain, right? But the thing is, you wearing the chain because you think that other people care about your chain. I mean, think about the concept of that. Don't you think that sound kind of silly? Like, actually think about it, y'all. You wearing this chain that we basically all agreed that makes a lot of money. Like, everybody agreed that this thing right here has a lot of value. But if tomorrow everybody voted and agreed that this chain did not matter, diamonds, jewelry, then it wouldn't matter. It only matters because we all agreed that it mattered. You know what I mean? So people are out here buying diamond chains, diamond necklaces, all these things. Like, and at the end of the day, if nobody cares about what you bought, then it really doesn't even matter. That's the most crazy part about it. So when you really think about it, buying jewelry and things of that nature, stuff like that, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time and it's a waste of money, because these things, once you buy it, they're not making you no money. They're not making you no money at all. And that's something I kind of always looked at things like, that type of way. But like after I really started looking at finances, I started realizing like, wow, like I don't understand. Like I just like I can't look at it no more. I can't buy jewelry the same way no more, because yeah, you can go out and you can buy it and look nice, but think about it. You're gonna go out in public, right? Now you got to think about, someone is gonna steal your jewelry, and yeah, like you can defend yourself, but then it's like all this trouble. And at the end of the day, if nobody cares about your jewelry or whatever, then what's even the point? You know what I mean? And I'm not saying like you got to wear like bummy things, but just think about it. You know what I mean? Because there's, think about it, there's clothes that cost more and clothes that don't really cost. Like, it's clothes is clothes. Yes, I know there's different materials and stuff like that, and be careful for those materials that's like, may cause like cancer and stuff like that. But a lot of the time, these things, like all these brands, different name brand shirts and stuff like that, y'all, it does not matter. It really does not matter at all. These things are like the biggest waste of your money. And you feel like it matters because people making it a trend. But at the end of the day, these companies are making these things for a targeted audience. They're targeting the people that they know just want to throw their money away. Think about it. You think those people wear that stuff? They know it's stupid. They know these clothing brands is stupid. I guess all power to them, because they making money. But they making money off y'all backs, while you can be saving this money, putting it into something good. And I know this sounds like generic advice, but y'all got to really think about this. These clothes, diamonds, things like that, it's just taken away from the money you could be saving to do a lot of big things. That's why a lot of us, minorities especially, we stuck in like this hole where we're living paycheck to paycheck, or even worse than that, like Section 8 and stuff like that, because we feel like we need to get this flashy chain, this flashy clothes, these flashy shoes, when at the end of the day, if we saved our money, just bought whatever clothes to just go throughout the day, whatever shoes or whatever, because at the end of the day, shoes and clothes really don't matter. Especially, I think a lot of people get peer pressured by their friends, you know what I mean? Because, if they pop out with something that don't look at too flashy, then their friends probably talking about them. And that's another reason why, not everybody your friend, not everybody good to hang around. You want to hang around people who want to make good financial decisions. Because I'm telling y'all, you're going to look back 10, 20 years about this chain you bought and things like that. And you're going to see, like, it really, at the end of the day, it really never even mattered. All these clothings, all these stuff, you're gonna see, backtrack to see how much money you really could have made. Like, you know what I mean? You could have had so much more money, but then you out here spending it on a whole bunch of things. You realize it's a waste of time. So realize it now. That's one of the other things I really had to realize. Like, all these clothing things, like, of course you can dress up every now and then nice, okay, y'all can, but when it comes to like the very expensive stuff, if and even if you did have the money, it's like I don't really see the point, because it's just like a rob me sign. Like, you just put on a sign to say rob me, and it's like you don't even want to deal with that type of stuff, especially nowadays, people doing stuff in like broad daylight. I'm telling y'all, nobody cares no more about anything. So that's one of the most biggest things that I realized, that I wasn't really, when I was especially younger, I wasn't really caring about too much. And then other things that, I start picking up. Well, I already kind of looked into it, but, the government system, you know what I mean? A lot of these people, a lot of people are brainwashed, man. And it sucks, because a lot of people, y'all gotta realize everybody is in it for themselves. We all for ourselves. Like it's mostly us versus the government, because these people that be out here that governing the system, they do not care about us, man. And the thing is, what y'all gotta realize is this whole thing that they running, this the way we do in life right now, it's not normal. I mean, y'all really think about what's going on right now. We working our whole lives away. We working our whole lives away right now. For what? To get to 65, 70, you so old you can't even enjoy your retirement, to get like a little $4,000, not even four, a lot of people just $3,000 a month check that's not even gonna mean anything. And that's if you make it to that age. You don't know what's gonna happen, but it's not even gonna mean anything because inflation. So by the time you get to that age, I mean, the money is nothing. And guess what? They do not care. They don't care. I'm telling y'all, they do not care about y'all. So it's like when it comes to like taking care of your stuff, like taking care of yourself, or listen to these politicians and stuff, you gotta really take everything they're saying with a grain of salt, because at the end of the day, they just want y'all vote. That's what y'all gotta realize. If something sounds too good to be true, trust me, it is too good to be true. And the thing that y'all not realizing is the two political parties, they may make it seem like they apart, but they together too. They all in it. It's just a group of higher ups versus the general population, which is us. And y'all gonna really see in a couple more years that gap between them and the regular people, us, is gonna grow hugely. You know what I mean? That's why I look at life so differently nowadays, because I feel like, man, I'm telling y'all, I really feel like, we don't have much time left for what's about to take place. Y'all gonna see that a lot of things around here, you're not gonna be able to buy a lot of more things no more. And the time leading up to that point, things are gonna be way more expensive, that they're gonna outprice a lot of people. That's the whole point. They want to make it to the point where everyone outpriced. A lot of people are going to be getting laid off. You already seen it. Stuff taking AI taking over. A lot of people is going to get laid off. Right now is not the time to be playing, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, because you can see it if you really pay attention to what's going on. When have so much stuff happened in a year like it has this year? Never. There's so much stuff going on. If I would give y'all some good advice, I would say, man, as crazy as this sounds, man, but I'm gonna tell y'all for real, start preparing your stuff to get ready to go to another country, man. Another country where you can get out in the countryside, off the grid. Because a lot of us, man, we live in this la la land, like things is just gonna go back together and it's all gonna be good. But what we seeing right here, this is just like the beginning. This is like the top, the tip of the iceberg, literally. Like all that scandal stuff that was going on earlier with the Epstein stuff and all, that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's a whole lot of stuff down here that y'all don't even know. They got plans for us, man. I mean, y'all look it up. They got plans for us. Look up the plans they got. The Project 2025, 2026, 2027. Look through all that stuff. A lot of people don't even know they got plans for us. And they trying to word it in a way to make it seem like we don't know what's going on. But that's really what's going to take place in the future. At the end of the day, like, a lot of people are not even going to be able to own things no more. The goal is to make things all rented. And you know why, right? When you renting something, you don't own it. So basically, when we just renting everything, they own us. That's the point. The goal of this whole thing is like mass control. It's mass control. And the thing that sucks is they got us good, y'all. I mean, they got us. They got a lot of us real good. and it sucks. That's why I'm low-key like, man, I'll be trying my best. I'll be trying. That's why I do this. I'll be trying my best to tell people. But by the time y'all like really, really like start seeing stuff happen, I'm telling you, it's gonna be too late. Right now is the time to realize, because I can't even. And sometimes, you know what? Sometimes I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Sometimes it do suck, because when you think this way, you gotta always be on your toes. You feel like you're constantly running out of time. Sometimes I do wish that I did not know what I be knowing right now, and I can just be living in my la la land, like, acting like stuff is gonna like not gonna happen, because I can't even do like regular things no more, because I feel like it's a waste of time. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm wasting my time doing these things, and it's not like I'm living like a paranoid life, but I'm very aware now of a lot of things, because I don't believe nothing no more. Every time I seen some stuff, you know, politician or these people, government people talking about they're gonna do some stuff, look what happened. Hey, and I'm not no Democrat, I'm not no Republican, I'm nothing. I'm not even with that, because it's no, they got us thinking it's two sides against each other. No, it's not. Y'all not a part of it. I'm not a part of it. It's us versus them. I'm for the people at the end of the day. I'm for the people. That's what my channel is, community for the people. I'm for the people at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, what matters is the people. Those people is not for the people. Those people is for the higher ups. And y'all gotta get out of this mindset that they thinking about y'all, because they not. Soon the price is gonna be so high that y'all not even gonna be able to buy your own food. That's why it's important. If y'all got land, y'all got stuff like that, man, start growing your own food. Really. Start growing your own food. I know a lot of people be talking about, they be making a joke out of it now. It's because a lot of people, they just be making a joke out of like really realizing what's going on. Like they be like woke or whatever, but it's like it is levels. It's really levels to what you see going on. You don't want to be one of those people. I'm telling you, you don't want to be one of those people that's going crazy, reacting to every and everything, and getting up out of here, just doing some crazy stuff. You don't want to do that, but I'm telling you, you want to be aware, because all this time I had by myself, looking at all these things, I be really aware with how I spend my time, because I know we don't have much time left. Like, y'all gonna be seeing within the next couple years that pass by, things is gonna start ramping up. Things can start happening quickly, and I'm telling y'all this because I know. I mean, you can see it. They almost like they put it in our face with all the news events, the stuff they getting away with. I mean, y'all already know the stuff they already getting away with. That's the point. The point is to make it seem to us that no matter what they do, we can't do nothing about it. So we normalize it. You see what I'm saying? Once things get normalized, well, they know they got us. They know we're not going to stand up against anything. And they know they're going to be able to do what they need to do. And ultimately, that's what's going to happen. So that's why I feel like being out here in the next couple of years is not going to be the best thing. If I tell y'all, man, I start making plans, in other places. It's never a bad idea to got a couple locations around the world. I'm just saying, because when you stuck in one place, that's it. You're gonna be trapped out here. But I just wanted to share with y'all a couple things I've been realizing. You know what I mean? It like sometimes y'all need to spend some time on your own. You know what I mean? Just to really see what's going on. Just look at, try to learn, learn some things. You know what I mean? Financial literacy, all these type of things.